from Paul Sturrock, and not affected, Paul, by the team selection which Celtic have been forced to make in view of the absence of Chris Morris.
No, I think the boy Dubček will go to right back, or Rogan. I think they have planned their system as 4-3-3, and I'm hopeful that they can get out to Joe Miller. He can cause some problems down the right hand side.
So there's some very happy looking Celtic supporters. The balloons now being released at the Aberdeen end. Red and white balloons hoisted, and the sun starts to peep through the clouds at this stage, almost on cue. So the Aberdeen fans giving these balloons a great reception. At the other end now, the Celtic green and white balloons are released, and that has generated a lot of noise from the east end of the stadium. It's a very colourful setting now, and the sun is now on the field. So the teams will be coming out very shortly indeed. There are a couple of young men here about to experience a great treat. The two mascots will be coming out. There's George Smith, the referee, leading out the two teams. The mascots are there with each side, Gerald McDade and Cameron Strachan, who won the competition to lead out the teams. So Celtic dispensing for the most part with the tracksuit tops, but Aberdeen not taking any chance with the temperature out there. A marvellous setting again. You can see from that picture the way the sun is now bathing the stadium. So the lineup for the two teams coming up, and there's the Aberdeen squad. And there's the team. There are really no surprises there. Willie Miller has not made it for the final. Brian Irvin's excellent performances this season, earning him a place in the final beside Alec McLeish in central defence, with Paul Mason, the player who could turn Aberdeen from a 4-4-2 to a 4-3-3. Alec Smith, the Aberdeen manager. And there's the Celtic lineup. No Chris Morris, that's involved something of a shake-up. There's no Mike Galloway either. He hasn't made the starting lineup, with Anton Rogan coming in wearing number 3. And what a return it is for Billy Stark. Out for so long, for much of the year. He's played only twice in the first team, and here he is playing in his 5th Scottish Cup final. So the stage of the proceedings, the players dislike most perhaps. There's the little mascot there, Cameron Strachan from Aberdeen, being spoken to by the SFA Secretary Jim Farry as he goes along the lines of the players. So it's a big day for Cameron Strachan, a day he will certainly never forget. Lining up there with his heroes, Alec McLeish looking after him, and the presentation going through now to the referee and the linesman. Jim Carlin and Kenny Royce are the linesmen. So there's the Celtic mascot, Gerald McDade, waiting for his big moment. He comes from Copeland Road in Glasgow, strangely enough, right beside Ibrox. But his favourite team beside him there, Paul McStay, skippering the Celtic side in a cup final for the first time, although it is his 5th final. The key man this afternoon, Paul McStay, without any question. SFA President Peter Gardner goes up the line, led there by Jack McGinn, the Celtic chairman. Jim Farry at the end again, the SFA Secretary. His first cup final, in charge of the SFA, having succeeded Ernie Walker earlier this month. So what thoughts are in the mind now of Billy Stark? He's won 2 medals for Aberdeen and 2 for Celtic. An outstanding career, very much a Scottish Cup expert. And the players now have the chance to break. The mascots being allowed to stay on the field with the players. Brian McNeill offering an extra ball as he leaves. Tense moments for the Celtic manager. Crucial match for Celtic in particular. Charlie Nicholas playing in his first Scottish Cup final after an illustrious career. It may well be his last match for Aberdeen. He'll be determined to make a big impact. And so too will Hans Hilhaus, who won a European Cup winners medal for PSV Eindhoven 2 years ago against Benfica. It's his first Scottish Cup final, and he is in the Dutch World Cup squad at the moment. Well, Paul Elliott has not had much first-team football in the last month. A key man in the heart of that Celtic defence, and he certainly has become a firm favourite with the Celtic supporters. And a big match indeed for Paul McStay, a very experienced player despite being only 25 years old. You can see that with the Scotland caps, and he will be an essential player in the Celtic midfield. There's the referee, George Smith, handling his third Scottish Cup final before going off to the World Cup finals. His two linesmen are Jim Carlin there on the left from Lithgow and Kenny Rice from Bearsden on the right. The two mascots involved here in the toss-up. So the mascots appear to be calling, and there is a stiff breeze blowing down the field, so this could have some impact. There's Alec McLeish and Paul McStay with that firm handshake. International colleagues, of course. The mascots now being led away. There goes young Cameron Strachan. Back to his vantage point for the match. Little Gerald McDaid beside him also leaving the scene. So just seconds away from the cup final. It's the 6th cup final between Celtic and Aberdeen. There were 3 early wins for Celtic, and Aberdeen have won the last 2. So Aberdeen anxious to make it 3 apiece in this, the 6th match since 1937 between these two clubs in the final. So a tremendous atmosphere as referee George Smith checks that all the formalities have been completed adequately. Checking with his linesmen, checking that all the extra practice balls have been removed. And we're all set for the start of what should be an outstanding cup final. So all eyes for the moment on referee George Smith. He checked with his linesman. And the 10th Scottish Cup final is underway. Anton Rogan hugging the left touchline early on. And there certainly are some early indications of the Celtic formation for Paul Sturrock to explain.
Well, Jock, Celtic have come out with 2 markers and a sweeper. The boy Dubček's went to sweeper. And White and Elliott. Elliott's picking up Hillhouse and White's picking up Nicholas, with Rogan and Stark pushing down on either side.
So Celtic trying no doubt to surprise Aberdeen with their formation. Certain changes forced, of course, by the absence of their mascot, the lucky mascot, Chris Morris, who's never lost a Scottish Cup tie in Celtic colours. 2 winners' medals, but unable to play this afternoon. There goes Alec McLeish across the bows of Joe Miller, a former Aberdeen player. It's well won by Derek White. Here's McStay. Dubček looking for Walker. The marker there was David Robertson, and he has been penalised. It's a free kick to Celtic, already taken. Here's McStay. He has Stark on the right. Back it comes to Jakinovski. Down he goes in that challenge from Grant. Some faint appeals for a foul inside the penalty area. Jim Bett stopped there. He thought he was fouled by Walker, and McLeish is able to turn it back to Snelder. So a hectic opening burst from Celtic.
Yes, I think definitely the Hillhouse-Elliott battle will be the big key to the game. It's how the boy Elliott, after being missing for a few weeks, will handle Hillhouse. Hillhouse is exceptionally fast, and in a big pitch like this, I think Aberdeen will be trying to use the long ball more often than they have in the past.
The Dubček with a throw. The off for Miller doesn't quite go right. White's header gives Aberdeen possession with a throw. They have opened up with familiar back 4 formation. McKinney, McLeish, Irvin and Robertson. Charlie Nicholas dropping deep. That's a fine pass, looking for Grant. It breaks now for Bett. Connor calling for the ball on the left. Bett trying to go away there from Jakinovski. The tackle comes in. The result is a goal kick to Celtic. Jim Bett clearly unhappy about that decision, trying to ease himself beyond Jakinovski. He did well matching Bett going back into defence.
It's interesting to see how Celtic have started off as well. You know, Miller and Walker are playing further up, and I think they're trying to play Jakinovski just off the front to pose Aberdeen the problem, whether they go down and pick him up or whether they stay as a solid 4.
That's a fine header there by Irvin. Paul Elliott clears, going in very strongly there against Hillhouse, trying to impose his presence in the heart of that defence. Connor looking for Nicholas. A rear error there by Nicholas in control. There's Grant, well tackled by Brian Grant, his namesake. Here's Nicholas. He has Hillhouse free in the left. Paul Mason making his way into the penalty area. Nicholas also waiting. And a good block by Elliott, allowing Celtic to regroup in defence to face this throw, which is a very dangerous one because David Robertson will take it, the young left back. Capable of a very long throw indeed. Brian Irvin has gone forward to provide a target. Irvin going up there with Elliott, who wins it. Grant returns it. Here's Hillhouse taking on Dubček. Very hefty tackle there by Paul McStay. The referee's given a free kick to Aberdeen. Well, Paul McStay certainly wasn't prepared to hang about here. Dubček was screening the situation there until McStay crunched in. He certainly appeared to play the ball nevertheless, although the referee adjudged that to be a free kick. Connor driving it in. It was just missed by Mason. A very good free kick indeed from Robert Connor. Almost caught the Celtic defence napping. Mason just missed with the header. Here's Derek White. Joe Miller going deep. Walker's layoff, falls straight to McKimmie. Rogan well beaten by Grant, who's made one or two good challenges early on in the middle of the field for Aberdeen. Kept in play by White. Miller playing it across there for Walker. Robertson was very quick going across to make the challenge. Another young player who scarcely could have believed he'd make the cup final, having been seriously injured on Boxing Day. And he's been back in time for the semi-final and the following matches for Aberdeen in the league. Here's Joe Miller, the scorer of the winner in the cup final a year ago. He was fouled there by Robertson, a free kick to Celtic. Played in early by Miller. Rogan going up and beaten by McKimmie. Very important challenge that by Stuart McKimmie. Mason's pass goes astray, but Jankowski couldn't control it. Peter Grant did. Back again with Peter Grant. Stabbed away by Mason. Hillhouse wins that. Stark and McStay in a misunderstanding. Mason takes over from Bet. Here's Jim Bet once again attacking Derek White. Fine ball across. Connor's in trouble. There's Nicholas. Cleared off the line by Elliott. Magnificent attacking play by Charlie Nicholas. And the rescue completed by Paul Elliott. Great play inside the box there by Charlie Nicholas. He couldn't have reckoned with the presence of Elliott on the goal line. So a corner kick to Aberdeen, but really they must have been expecting the opening goal. Corner taken by Connor, swept away by Walker. With Jankowski with McKimmie. Jankowski waiting now for support, holding the play up. Lots of runners coming from the middle of the field. Here's Joe Miller. Now Jankowski. Joe Miller. Back it comes to Grant. Well, he keeps it down very well indeed, Peter Grant, but he's wide of the target. But what a let-off that was for Celtic. Great piece of play inside the penalty area, set up, of course, initially by Jim Bet.
Another interesting tussle could be that Jim Bet is teed off against Paul McStay. I was very surprised about that. I thought the boy Grant would have played centre of the midfield and Jim Bet right. But it seems to have worked out. I think Celtic have now changed and put McStay aside Grant, trying to take him away from Bet.
There's Dubček trying to release Walker. The interception is made by McKimmie. Good running by Bet to the right once again. The tackle came from White. This is shaping up to be a magnificent match. Here's Andy Walker. The long ball picking out Billy Stark, appearing on the blind side of the Aberdeen defence. A good block made by Robertson. The ball turned away for a Celtic throw. What an excellent start to the final. The match being played at a frantic pace, but with a lot of quality also, coming from both sides. Will he start being waved back by the referee to take the throw? Jakinovski. Here's Grant. Heading for the byline, that's a good cross. Brian Grant did well, getting there ahead of Anton Rogan. Here's Rogan again. Back with McStay. Good play by McKimmie, very quickly to the ball. And superb play by Nicholas. The pass asking too much, though, of the pace of Hans Hillhouse. Elliott read it well. But Charlie Nicholas certainly looking as though he has all the confidence in the world up front. Here's Joe Miller, though, for Celtic. And an unfortunate stumble there by Miller. Got some ominous signs there up front for the Celtic defence from Charlie Nicholas.
Yes, I think Charlie's noticed the pairing Hillhouse and Elliott. That's an early ball he attempted straight away over the top. But the boy Elliott, very confident, dropped off Hillhouse and covered really well. I think interestingly also is that the boy Jakinovski's been on the ball quite a lot in the early stages because of the position he's playing in today.
Rogan's header collected by McKimmie. Dubček got a vital touch there. Nicholas is waiting behind him. Dubček looks up, but I reckon he may well use Pat Bonner again. Nothing on in the middle of the field as the Celtic midfield pushes forward to the halfway line. So Celtic with Stark on the right, Grant and McStay in the middle, Rogan on the left, Jakinovski playing just behind the front two of Walker and Miller. There's Peter Grant. White's header, helped on by Jakinovski. Grant to McKimmie. White's header. Well, one again by Brian Grant. Will appear to be caught there as he challenged for that ball. Tripped by Paul McStay, and the free kick goes to Aberdeen. Nicholas waits on the edge of the box. Looks as though Nicholas is quite happy about being marked by Dubček. Certainly not renowned to be too tough a tackler. Up goes Hillhouse. Nudged away there by Dubček. The referee's given a free kick against the Dutch striker, but really this is well worth looking at again. There it goes, tunned behind by Dubček, but a long free kick pumped in there by Brian Irvine. Hillhouse going up in determined fashion. I really didn't see anything at all wrong with that challenge. Bonner appeared to be taken by surprise.
Yes, definitely different class striking from Hillhouse there. He came in from the blind side on Bonner. Maybe just made contact before he headed the ball.
Hillhouse with a long pass wide. There goes McKimmie. Mason using his pace to come across, followed by Dubček. Good play by Mason, deceptively quick. A deep cross this time. Bonner is unchallenged. A good catch by the Celtic keeper. The jumping ability of Hans Hillhouse has become well known since his arrival back in November, and he almost made Celtic pay with that effort. Irvine's header. Here's Paul McStay. Jakinovski in that role just behind the front two. Here's Joe Miller. Jakinovski again the target for the pass. Turning away from Irvine and from Brian Grant. Great play by Jakinovski, full of confidence, delightful touch in the ball here. Look at the way he eased himself away from that challenge from Brian Irvine, then from Brian Grant. The shot when he was slightly off balance.
I think Aberdeen are definitely going to have to think about combating Jakinovski off the front. He's causing so many problems of getting the ball into feet, and he's relishing not having a tough marker playing against him.
Referee George Smith gives Celtic a free kick. Elliott going over the shoulder of Hans Hillhouse, and referee George Smith forming the view correctly, I think, that Hillhouse made a back for the centre half and didn't attempt to play the ball. Here's Andy Walker. Getting in low just away there from Joe Miller and touched wide by Irvine. That could so easily have been an own goal. Fine attack this from Celtic Joe Miller challenged there by Irvine, who just did enough to get the ball across the face of the goal and away for a corner kick. So Joe Miller will take the corner. Paul Elliott has gone forward, still looking for his first goal for Celtic. Played out by Irvine, straight to McStay. Well, he'll be very disappointed with that effort. Tried hard to get over the ball and keep that volley down, but couldn't make it. Just a little bit of a snatch at that, and no danger for Teersnelders. The header by White. There's Irvine. Nicholas going for this with Elliott. It's shown too much of that to Charlie Nicholas. Good running by Connor in support. Elliott's out of position. Back with Nicholas. Jim Bed offering himself in midfield, but Nicholas retaining possession. Reacting to a call from McKimmie. Good challenge by Rogan. What a fine recovery by Jim Bett. This is Grant. Side cut up by Peter Grant. Charlie Nicholas and Peter Grant having a nasty exchange off the ball there. Nicholas leaving his boot in after the pass had been released by Grant, and Peter Grant reacting with a flying elbow. Referee George Smith's lingering eye caught that up, and he's had a word principally there with Charlie Nicholas. That's the reason. So good refereeing again by George Smith, who's having a very good match in hectic circumstances. Here's McKimmie. White's header. Away there from Joe Miller. Throw to Aberdeen. So 15 minutes gone. The nerves perhaps settled a bit now. Paul, you've been in this position many times.
Yes, I think it's incredible amount of goal-mouth incidents has been created in the first 15 minutes of the game. Both sides have settled really well.
There's Nicholas again away from Peter Grant. Nicholas is on the ground as Connor goes forward. Any advantage goes to Aberdeen. Nicholas taking time still to recover as Joe Miller comes back to help in defence, winning the ball from Brian Grant. Nicholas is back on his feet. He'll to take a knock for Paul Elliott. David Robertson resisting the temptation to attempt the pass back. There's McLeish and McKimmie. Brian Irvine told McKimmie where to play that. Nothing on safely inside. There's Robertson looking for Nicholas with the long ball. Dubček is the marker. A new role for Derek Dubček in the Celtic defence. Central marker on Charlie Nicholas. Here's Hillhouse. This time the marker is Stark. Connor playing it in early this time. There's Grant trying to get away from Paul McStay, who did well, just staying very close to him, giving him no space at all, and Celtic have the throw. Played high there by Irvine. Rogan looking very determined. Oh, with a player full of commitment. Misunderstanding there between Walker and Miller. Andy Walker thought Miller was setting off on a run up the touchline. Back it goes to Irvine. And now David Robertson. McStay playing it into space for Rogan. Rogan's job was to get forward on the left side of the midfield for Celtic and to look after Paul Mason when Aberdeen had possession. There, Jakinovski looking for Stark. So menacing with those runs off the flank, Billy Stark. Aberdeen again trying to think about a slow build-up from their own half. Here's Alec McLeish looking for a midfield player to drop off and find space, but that's a long ball looking for Hillhouse. He's in behind Elliott. Nicholas waits. Fine tackle by Elliott. He is very good on the ground, the Celtic centre-half, with these tackles. Back with Connor. Here's Hillhouse, setting it up for Robertson. There's too much pace on that ball for David Robertson. Nicholas knocking it into the empty net, but David Robertson showing his willingness, though, to get into an attacking position for Aberdeen on the left.
I think if, obviously, with the three marker centre-halves that Celtic have adopted, Aberdeen's best chances is obviously switch plays to each wing. And so far they've tried to get Connor in at the back post quite a lot on Billy's start. I think Billy's defensive qualities are going to be tested a lot today.
Connor winning that from start. Here's Hillhouse. Connor once again. Hillhouse playing it back. David Robertson has to go into reverse gear for that. So the match settling down now, the pace being established, and a slightly slower one than the opening 10 minutes demonstrated. Alec McLeish, full of experience, in his 5th cup final. Still to be the losing side. Header by Dubček. Corner met there quickly by Peter Grant. Elliott taking no chances, putting it forward, but the ball went out of play. It'll be a throw to Aberdeen. So Paul Elliott, an inspirational figure in the heart of the Celtic defence. Same applies to Alec McLeish for Aberdeen. That's for Mason, screening it well from Rogan. Well, the free kick has been given to Aberdeen. Bit of holding by Anton Rogan. Well, there may be some point of view to suggest that Rogan is a shade unlucky there, but it is a free kick to Aberdeen, and an excellent opportunity to test Pat Bonner. So the latest from Wembley is that Crystal Palace have taken the lead in 19 minutes. The scorer, O'Reilly. So 1-0 to Crystal Palace, a setback for Alec Ferguson's Manchester United. And here at Hampden Park, still no scoring, but some outstanding entertainment. And the set piece here for Aberdeen to exploit. It could be Nicholas, it could be Hillhouse, it could be Connor. And Nicholas sends it just wide. Well, that certainly wasn't far away. Crisply struck in Charlie Nicholas fashion. And just wide of the wall and wide of the post.
Yes, I think that could be also very important in the game. Set pieces for Aberdeen with the type of people like Jim Bett, Nicholas and Hillhouse, and the type of ball that they're using today, a tango which will bend far easier than a mitre ball.
Listen to the noise at Hampden. Only 62,500 people here, but the Hampden roar evident once again as Aberdeen get a free kick for a challenge by Peter Grant, which incurred the wrath not only of referee George Smith, but also of Jim Bett, who's being spoken to just now by the referee for a little word of protest about the fierceness of the challenge. So it's Alec McLeish with the free kick. Looking for Mason. Getting up well there. Here's Nicholas. Can he control it? Setting it up there for Bett. Elliott quickly to the ball. It's thumped clear by Derek White. And here's McStay. Striding forward purposefully for Celtic. Rogan has Miller ahead on the left. Back with Jakinovski. Shown wide there by Mason. That's good play though by Jakinovski. Determined tackling by Mason. Jakinovski has to try again. Excellent play by Mason, sticking to his task. That's for Nicholas, who's onside. Error in defence by Celtic, trying to play the offside trap. Here's Nicholas, and a fine recovery tackle by Peter Grant. A vital role he has this afternoon for Celtic, Peter Grant, to make the telling tackles in the middle of the field. And like this, coming back to help in defence. Look at the way Nicholas goes inside Derek White, plays the ball just a shade too far ahead, and in came Grant.
Yes, through balls are definitely going to be a problem to Celtic's back three with the size of Hamden. And Nicholas nearly getting on the end of in the 18-yard box.
Robertson trying to get away there from Andy Walker. Here's Hillhouse. High challenge there by Paul Elliott. Well, Paul Sturrock was making reference earlier on to the friskiness of the tango ball, which is not the ball used in league matches. Bouncing quite high there, and Paul Elliott, I think there's not much there at all. He was trying to play the ball, but certainly that amounts to dangerous play. Irvin playing it forward. There's McKimmie beaten well by Rogan. A bet for Aberdeen. Mason. Caught late there by Joe Miller. Well, Miller thinks that Mason made it rather a lot of that, but there seemed to be no doubt it was a foul, all right. Yes, Miller sliding in late, catching Paul Mason. Referee George Smith having a word with both these players, Paul Mason and Joe Miller. And I wonder if the referee also thinks that Mason made rather more of that than was justified. So Jim Bett will take this free kick. Ryan Irvin has gone forward. Alec McLeish has stayed back. Hillhouse pointing where he would like the ball to be played. Good play by Aberdeen. There's Nicholas looking for Brian Grant. Peter Grant wins it. Here's Jakanowski trying to stride away from Connor. Connor did well. This is McLeish. Misunderstanding there with Nicholas. Nicholas had come deep to take a pass short as McLeish released the pass into space in the right back position. Aberdeen looking to play balls into these spaces wide on the flanks. There's an offside flag up against Joe Miller. The 25 minutes of the first half gone, still no scoring, but the quality of the entertainment clear for all to see. Headed on there by White. Mason and Rogan having a little wrestling match, and the linesman indicating to the referee that the culprit was Paul Mason. So Celtic have the free kick. Referee George Smith goes back to ensure there's no misunderstanding. Long ball for Stark to chase, and Billy Stark is penalised. Billy Stark appeared there not to be looking at the ball, but just to be inconveniencing David Robertson. An indirect free kick is given, perhaps ungentlemanly conduct. There's Brian Irvin trying to find Paul Mason on the right touchline. There's Joe Miller. There's Grant, and McStay with the early pass to Walker. Billy Stark has come inside. Good support play from midfield by Grant. Well, he had options. He had Walker on the right, Jakanowski and Miller in the middle, but Peter Grant decided to have a dig at goal himself. And the man has hit the net once this season so far for Celtic, Peter Grant, but he does have a lot of dig in that right foot. Not demonstrated though on that occasion.
I feel if Celtic could just get the ball more to Jakanowski, he's causing a lot of problems in that position. He's playing just off the front. Anytime he's got himself on the ball, he's caused all sorts of problems for Aberdeen.
Jim Bett, a good move from Aberdeen. Lots of passes there as Pat Bonner has to be quick. Hillhouse racing in. Certainly the ball was loose. No question of that being a free kick. Good build-up there, setting up the shooting chance for Jim Bett, easing himself wide of Elliott. The shot powerful enough to force Bonner to go for the second time as Hillhouse came in. Good passing movement this. Brian Grant setting it up for Jim Bett. Beaten away by Bonner as Hillhouse came in. supporters to our left, behind Theo Snelders. Clearly encouraged by the performance of their favourites in the opening half hour. Certainly nothing the Celtic supporters to be despondent about either. It really is shaping up to be a classic cup final. Here's Bet. McKimmie breaking on the right. Joe Miller's had to come back to match this run. Did in early. Paul Elliott taking no chances, hitting it exactly the way he was facing. Quite happy to concede a throw. There's Mason. Stepping away from McStay. And a late challenge there by McStay on Mason, resulting in a free kick to Aberdeen. Well, McStay certainly making his presence felt in the middle of the field for Celtic beside Peter Grant. And this time McLeish has gone forward with Irvin. There's Jim Bet looping it across the far side. Irvin challenged by Rogan. There's Jakanowski. That's for Miller to chase. And the Bet takes no chances with a long pass back.
I think Celtic could have a few problems, Jock, also from wide free kicks and corners. With Irvin and McLeish coming up, and really Elliott, the only one to be picking them up. They've always got one big man spare in the box.
Here's Peter Grant. Got a good start to the match, Peter Grant. Growing in confidence with every passing minute. Trying to find Jakanowski. Irvin did well, but it's now with David Robertson. Elliott all on his own, half an hour gone, no scoring. But don't be deceived by that, it really has been an excellent match. Here's Paul McStay, linking with Jakanowski. McStay once again. That's good defending by Stuart McKimmie. Very calm indeed under pressure, cushioning the header back to Snelders. The header by White goes straight to McKimmie. Running at Rogan. Well-timed tackle that by Anton Rogan. Here's Nicholas. Now Brian Grant in space. Nicholas couldn't control that. Always danger though when Charlie Nicholas is in possession in the penalty area.
Yes, all the time he takes the ball on the feet, Jock, and links people up who make runs into the box late.
Peter Grant trying to time that pass into the path of Jakanowski, but give credit there to the Aberdeen defence, who matched all the Celtic front runners to make it very difficult for Grant to put away an accurate telling pass. Jakanowski wasn't happy though with the way that move finished up. Here's Derek White. Irvin's header goes straight to Jakanowski. Free kick to Celtic, quickly taken. Here's Paul McStay, Miller on the left. Going inside McKimmie. Now checking to the outside, good play by Miller. Did he overcarry it? No, the referee's given the corner kick. It was blocked there by McKimmie. Looked for a moment here as though McKimmie maybe caught out. It was just a shade casual here as Miller broke for the byline, pulling it back. Certainly no question of the ball being out before Miller played it. So the corner kick for Joe Miller to take. Paul Elliott looking for space. Billy Stark gets up well. Headed away by Bet. The Celtic fans encouraged by this burst of attacking play. So a slight delay as Joe Miller crosses from the left to the right to take the corner kick. Billy Stark wants to be in the thick of it in the middle. Here he comes now. Snelders has organised his defenders. Helped out by Hillhouse, only as far as McStay. The offside flag is up. Joe Miller not back quickly enough. as Aberdeen pushed out towards the edge of the box.
The whole season, Jock, the boy Elliott has been very impressive in the other team's box, and it's just a wasted corner from Joe Miller.
Pushes pass, cut off there by Walker. Trouble here for the Aberdeen defence. McKimmie sorts it out with a good challenge on Jakinovski. Well, no, referee George Smith doesn't agree with that. He considers that to be a foul, and he's given Celtic the free kick. Well, you can have a look at this for yourself again, as Walker took advantage of that McLeish error. It appeared to me to be nothing wrong with that.
Well, sometimes they get it wrong, so they tell us anyway.
The Celtic with the free kick. Paul McStay. Too high for Billy Stark. A driven ball there with a curl on it for Stark to attack. Missing out Paul Elliott. It was Billy Stark who was the player with the best chance of reaching it for Celtic, but even he couldn't get up high enough. A header by McStay. Here's Joe Miller. Tackled by Bet. Strong play there by Irvin. Here's Nicholas. Stepping away from Dubček. McStay using his physique and strength there twice to win possession for Celtic. Then taken out of the play by Mason. Paul McStay, to his credit, indicating to the referee that he is not looking for any kind of action on the part of referee Smith. Great play this was from Paul McStay. Tackled late by Mason. Paul McStay showing yet another aspect of his wide range of talent, his strength in making challenges in midfield. There's Joe Miller. Cross it goes to Stark. Back with Grant. Jakinovski challenged firmly there by Irvin. Elliott hurried into that clearance by Nicholas. Mason using the pace of Hillhouse. Back goes Dubček. Down goes Dubček, goes Hillhouse rather. Dubček's challenge. Hillhouse looking hopefully towards the referee, but looking in vain for a free kick.
Well, I'd have been looking for one there, Jack.
Member of the Strikers Union, Paul Sturrock. Here's Jakinovski. Across it goes to Grant. Jakinovski again, well tackled by McLeish. Beautifully timed challenge. Pass from Connor finds Hillhouse. It's racing through the middle now, waiting for support on the right from Bet. He too waiting for Aberdeen players to get into position in the box. And that allowed Celtic to regroup. Two Grant clash again in midfield. McLeish with that clearance. Well, no goals here at Hampden so far, but there's been another goal scored at Wembley. And this time it's an equaliser for Manchester United, scored by the England captain Brian Robson. One each at Wembley. Header by McKimmie. There's Brian Grant shrugging off that challenge from McStay. Here's Mason. Back killer releases McKimmie. That's one which Bonner will take comfortably. Too far ahead of the twin strikers, Hillhouse and Nicholas. Nicholas wasn't happy with the quality of the cross.
I feel that, you know, if Hillhouse was maybe to play a wee bit more central, he'd be able maybe to run to both corners. Whereas just now he's been tied to only run down the inside left channels.
So the referee waves play on there. I think he may have given a free kick against Andy Walker had the ball not gone through to Theostellis for the challenge in the air on David Robertson. Advantage rule sensibly applied. There's Joe Miller. Held by McKimmie. No question about that being a free kick, and referee George Smith will have a word with the Aberdeen and Scotland fullback, Stuart McKimmie. Playing in his third cup final, McKimmie, and looking for his third winner's medal. Full free kick taken by Dubček, looking for Billy Stark. He got up very well indeed, so too though did Snellders for Aberdeen. Well, Billy Stark can nod these across, but the lack of height in the Celtic attack to take advantage with Miller and Walker there. And Snellders took that well. A foul given against Robert Connor for using his arm unfairly there in that challenge. Billy Stark took a blow, and the referee will allow treatment for Stark. Robert Connor was the culprit. There's Billy Stark, took a blow in the face there. Ryan Scott, the Celtic physio, is on to administer the treatment. So Celtic have the free kick, which Derek Dubček will take. Again, the target is Stark. David Robertson making the challenge. Hillhouse with a header into space for Nicholas. Robertson plays it forward. Paul Elliott is there for Celtic. This is Jakanowski. Now Rogan in space. Walker and Miller waiting up front. Kimmy did well with that tackle. Rogan's throw. There's Joe Miller. Played across well by Rogan. There's Billy Stark. Brave diving header there by Billy Stark. A fine ball played in the volley by Anton Rogan. And this is where Billy Stark is so dangerous. The header going just over the top. He got in there in front of his marker, David Robertson, and that could easily have been Celtic's opening goal. Definitely, Jock. A striker's type goal it would have been too. He managed to get himself in front. Really brave, round about feet height. Aberdeen trying to hit back. Nicholas eased off the ball there by McStay. That's a free kick. McStay and Charlie Nicholas, teammates, all those years ago for Celtic, early in their careers. Here's Paul Mason. Stopped there by White. Here's Bett and McKimmie. Back with Irvin. David Robertson offers himself on the left. Pacey going forward. Andy Walker sensed the danger and did a fine job helping out his defence. Yes, Joe, I've been really impressed how Celtic's front three have managed to pin down the back four and not allowed McKimmie and Robertson to surge forward like they normally do. It's all credit to the boy Walker and Joe Miller. Robertson's header. Here's Peter Grant. Elliott didn't get there quite in time. He certainly thought he did, but the linesman disagreed. No, it's an offside decision that's been given. Paul Elliott thought, as I did, that the linesman indicated the ball had gone out before he played the long ball forward. Offside it was, and this is Alec McLeish. Hanging in there a long time for McKimmie, who was very brave, got up well to win that from Rogan. Here's McKimmie again. And they're moving inside from the Aberdeen attack. There's Hillhouse! Frustration for the Dutchman. And what a fine header this is. Set up well on the right by Stuart McKimmie. He looked up, picked his spot for the cross. Hillhouse trying to guide that in at the top corner. Yes, one of the first times after discussing it that Stuart McKimmie gets up round the box, and great cross in for Hillhouse to finish. Played forward by Connor. Hillhouse taken out of the play late by Paul Elliott. Well, Hans Hillhouse to some extent there, perhaps a victim of his own electric pace. Paul Elliott clearly, I think, thought he could get to that ball in time, but Hillhouse was so quick. He got the first touch, then felt that challenge from Elliott. Again, I think a wee bit harsh on the boy Elliott here. The boy Hillhouse nipped in from the blind side. I don't think he's seen him coming until late on. Paul Elliott is lectured by referee Smith, not adding to his tally of 15 bookings this season. I think, in all fairness, well, that was a hefty knock for Hans Hillhouse. And it was attempting to play the ball, just beaten by the sharpness of the Aberdeen striker. But there is some anxiety here about the time being taken by Hillhouse to recover. Maybe Wiley, the Aberdeen physio, working hard here. They want Hillhouse back in the fray as soon as possible. Well, the the Aberdeen fans, I think, are happy with their team performance at this stage of the match. There's been some outstanding football, and they perhaps have had the better of the chances in front of goal so far. So there's the site of the damage as the ball is played in. Hillers is off the field. Free kick played with Aberdeen playing now with 10 men for the moment. Not for long though, I'm sure. Here's Connor. Now Robertson. McKimmy's wandered across to the far side as Aberdeen probe for an opening. Here's Brian Grant. Hustled all the way by Peter Grant. Here's Connor again. No lack of patience in the Aberdeen build-up. Rogan doing well, but this is Nicholas. Nicholas clearly thought he was held there by McStay, and there's the ball played forward by McKimmy as Rogan came clattering in late. The referee George Smith is maintaining that lingering look at these incidents to make sure nothing untoward happens. That's why he's been able to spot that foul, and he's now waved back Hillhouse to the fray as Aberdeen have a free kick. So Robert Connor is over the free kick. That's towards McLeish. Headed across goal, won by Stark. There's McLeish trying to steer that in at the top corner. Quite deliberate on the part of Alec McLeish. Paul Elliott was there. McLeish winning it well the first time. Darting it across. The clearance by Billy Stark. McLeish trying to beat Balmer at the far post. Turned away by Elliott.
As I said earlier, Joe, with the Elliott taking Irvine, there's nobody really confident enough to handle McLeish. And he gets a free header.
That's corner kick. Skipping away from Billy Stark. A big effort being made here by Aberdeen in the closing minute of the first half. And a superb tackle there by Paul McStay on Jim Bett. Here come Aberdeen again though with Nicholas. Firmly challenged by Paul Elliott. Oh, a supreme effort now being made by Aberdeen, anticipating almost a half-time whistle. David Robertson has a throw which is virtually the equivalent of a corner kick. McLeish has gone up to the near post area. Irvin's also in the box. Bonner's been forced to come for this. Good goalkeeping by Bonner. Bit of barging and pushing, giving a free kick. No, the half-time whistle is gone. It's been an outstanding first half despite the lack of goals. Two sides fully committed, playing some excellent football, a real cup tie atmosphere. No goals as yet, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this short break. Have Tommy Coyne and Mike Galloway. So the pipe band still not entirely off the field. That's why referee George Smith hesitates. He's had a very good match so far. Always tough to handle a final played with this level of commitment, but his calm authority has certainly had an excellent effect on the proceedings. So it's Aberdeen to get the second half underway. And one of the attractions of the day, of course, is the fact that this game will be played to a finish one way or another for the first time. There will be extra time and penalty kicks if required. I'm sure these players will be all hoping that it can be resolved within the 90 minutes. So no evidence of obvious change in the formations at the start of the second half.
No, they've both come out the same way. I think Celtic should be delighted the way they performed in the first half. They've nullified Aberdeen's back four as far as getting on the ball is concerned, and also their front with Giaconossi off the front has caused all sorts of problems.
So Theo Snelders with the long clearance, a high ball towards Nicholas. Not the way he likes to receive a pass. Charlie Nicholas likes the ball to his feet. And certainly when it's been delivered there, he's looked very dangerous indeed. Connor's pass misses out Grant. Played forward by Rogan. Cut off by McKimmy, and there's Irvine thumping the ball forward. Paul Mason underneath that for Aberdeen, but so too was Dubček for Celtic. Irvine doing well in the air. Here's McStay taking the ball on at pace. On the far side is Billy Stark. Great play that from McStay. Early ball in from Stark. Away firmly by Brian Grant. Here's McStay again, anxious to become involved. Billy Stark with a shooting chance. Well, didn't catch that properly. Millhouse caught there by Peter Grant. The referee will have a hold up in play to allow for some treatment to both players. Peter Grant is injured, but so too is Hillhouse. Now the ball again, very frisky indeed, bouncing high here as it breaks back from Paul Mason. There was Hillhouse, and the tackle, a high tackle by Peter Grant. Well, I'm not sure how Peter Grant came by an injury, but it was quite clear how that happened to Hans Hillhouse.
Jock, I've been very impressed how Billy Stark's played the game today. I don't think a month ago Billy would have had any intention or even any thoughts of playing in a cup final, but he's came in and caused all sorts of problems in the Aberdeen box. Also, as you can see, the ball, as always with the tango, it's going to finish up round about the throat and chest area, so these tackles are always going to appear in games like this.
Well, Hans Hillhouse having a very tough baptism in cup finals for Aberdeen. Anton Rogan dropping back. Paul Mason trying to get round him to get to the ball, and the goal kick has been given. The Aberdeen fans behind Pat Bond are not entirely happy about that. Jankowski chesting it down for McStay. That was intended for Rogan, but Mason was quick enough. Good recovery by Rogan. Well, he has his critics, Anton Rogan, but he certainly has been a good player for Celtic this afternoon.
I think the system has definitely suited Anton, where he's been able to push down into midfield and be involved in tackles and starting the play.
Here's Alec McLeish. Bet has gone deep. There's David Robertson, not much room for Robertson. Back it goes to McLeish. Laid off by Hillhouse, but Charlie Nicholas couldn't gather it in time. So it's a throw to Celtic, which Billy Stark will take. Peter Grant forward first time, looking for Jankowski. He's kneeing it away initially. The two Grants together again. Here's Paul Mason for Aberdeen. And Irvine. Hurried into that clearance by the snapping attentions of Peter Grant.
I think for Aberdeen to take a hold in this game, they'll have to get it down at the back and attempt to pass it through their midfield. At the minute, it seems to be going from back to front and coming straight back to them again because of Elliott and White and Dubček. And I think it's really important that Jim Bett stamps his authority on this game.
Header by Ryan Irvine. There's Rogan. Walker collects for Celtic. Billy Stark pops up on the right. The early header down for Joe Miller, who's adjudged to be offside by the near side linesman. The referee insisting that play continue here. And now there is a free kick, an angry reaction there from Joe Miller. Well, the referee almost falling victim there of trying to keep the play flowing. Paul McStay having a few words with the near side linesman. He gave that decision against Joe Miller and incurred the wrath of the Celtic players. There's Kenny Rice from Bearsden, the linesman. And there's the couple of tackles here which upset Joe Miller in particular. David Robertson upsetting him. And here's a chance for Celtic from the set piece. Dubček can take advantage here with his very talented left foot. Only 3 in the wall for Aberdeen. Well, the wall did well. Nicholas coming off the wall to make a tackle. And the ball lobbed forward by McStay as Aberdeen sprinted out. There's McKinney. Well taken down by Mason. Trying to thread that through for Brian Grant. White made the interception. This is David Robertson. Miller tackling back. Played in early by Connor. There's Nicholas. And a good piece of defending there by Derek White, who got up very close to Charlie Nicholas. Prevented him getting a clean strike and goal with his head. Connor with an excellent cross first time. And it was a challenge from White, which put Nicholas off.
Charlie does brilliant here as he drifts off Dubček and drops back onto White. He was very unlucky that it was just slightly too high for him.
Derek White doing some good defending though. Stark helps it on. There's Joe Miller forcing it forward. David Robertson sending it safely back to Snellers. Powerful header that by Anton Rogan, going in behind Hans Hillhouse. Well, Celtic certainly establishing even further their cup fighting traditions, coming into this match as underdogs, but playing with tremendous verve and commitment. And no little skill there with David Robertson almost in trouble. Joe Miller closing him down very rapidly indeed. Off the head of Rogan. Well won by Stark. Here's Jakinovski. McStay made a good run forward, but McLeish anticipated the danger. Here's Mason. Nicholas takes over, setting that up for Stuart McKinney. McKinney at pace, almost past Derek White. White had only one chance to stop that move, and he timed it well. There's Paul Mason. A turn from McKinney. Good tackle by Rogan. Edmonds header. Stay failed to control the pass, but Stark helps out. Here's Peter Grant. Good play by Connor. Excellent play in the middle of the field by Robert Connor. Peter Grant and Jim Bett clash awkwardly in the middle of the field, but there's no problem as they both get to their feet. Here's David Robertson trying to get beyond Paul Elliott, and that has proved to be a very difficult task indeed this afternoon. He's had an excellent match, Elliott, not only in his own performance, but his inspirational effect to his teammates.
Yes, definitely. The tussle I expected to be the problem for Celtic was Elliott versus Hillhouse, but he's matched him for everything today and has shown by example to the rest of the players.
Irvin with Jakinovski. David Robertson going up. Well, he's been penalised. Joe Miller was the player who didn't appear to make any attempt to play the ball, but David Robertson's been penalised for going over the top. Here's Miller. Trying to go beyond Connor. Good clearance that from McLeish. Connor hurried into that ball forward for Hillhouse. There's Bett. Well tackled by Paul McStay. Bett hasn't really been able to get going in the middle of the field. He's been very closely marked. Aberdeen really need his kind of passing skills if they're to flourish from that area. Oh, that's a good play by Hillhouse. Now McLeish. Coming back. Connor's in space on the left. It goes through the middle. Dubček beats Nicholas in the air. Miscue with a header there by McStay. Hillhouse resisting the first challenge from Elliott. Good header by Robertson. Well, that's good determined play by the young fullback. He's well stopped by Stark. the youngest players in the field. David Robertson stopped by one of the oldest, Billy Stark. In fact, Billy Stark, the senior man on the field this afternoon, 33 years old. Here's Connor for Aberdeen. Well tackled again by Stark. Hillhouse screening the ball from Elliott. Well, a clear body check there. Obstruction on Hillhouse by Elliott. Although once again, it was the skill of Hillhouse that almost made this foul inevitable. It was Hans Hillhouse, one of those delightful turns we've seen so often this season. And Elliott stops his progress. And the result for Paul Elliott, sadly, is another yellow card. Well, he's had a fine match for Celtic, but he'll be very upset indeed to be shown the yellow card for the 16th time this season in Celtic colours.
Yes, Jock, I think that yellow card comes from 2 or 3 tackles earlier in the game. I think there wasn't that much in that one.
Free kick taken by Connor. Given away by White. Here's Jim Bett. That check, heading it wide. Rogan into space, here's Walker. Celtic on the break. Well, the ball released for Jakinowski. Well, it was intended to reach Jakinowski, who was breaking in open spaces on the right. Mason plays it square with that header. It's picked up by Stark. Asking a lot of it today, although the skipper responded. Here's Anton Rogan. Stay to Jakinowski. Clumsy challenge that by McKimmie. Jakinowski on the ground, and the free kick goes to Celtic. Well, Stuart McKimmie's not pleased with this decision, but he didn't half go fiercely into that challenge.
You know, the inconsistency of referees. The boy Elliott a minute earlier gets a yellow card for that one. I see no difference in the 2 tackles.
And Snelders. Good clean catch by Snelders. Leash to Hillhouse. That was well read by Peter Grant, that turn by Hillhouse. McKimmie's clearance blocked by Walker. It breaks for Brian Grant. All hectic again. Stalemate remains, 0-0. As that ball beats Paul Elliott. Here's Jim Bett. Hillhouse goes outside him. Charlie Nicholas is disappointed. He made the run at the near post. Hillhouse clearly disappointed with this effort. The timing from Jim Bett was good enough. The ball beating Paul Elliott in the air. Bett holds it up, waits for Hillhouse to go past him on the outside, sets it up. Nicholas makes a run at the near post, but the pass is not delivered.
Jock, I think Aberdeen, most of their penetrating forward play in this half has been when a full-back has been on the ball. I think they've got to try and get it out to McKimmie and Robertson to start the game. I think playing balls forward is not their style of play, and it's not been fruitful in any way.
Good head of that by Evan. There's Elliott beating Nicholas on the run. Pass back, forcing Pat Bonner to move nimbly to his left. So 1 hour of the final Tennant Scottish Cup final gone. Still no goals, but they're being threatened with every passing minute by both sides. Here's David Robertson. Plenty of time for Dubček. Trying to get that inside David Robertson. Good decisive play by the young fullback.
An ideal situation there for the goalkeeper Snelders to throw out to McKimmie, and he doesn't do it. Has to kick long again.
Walker and McKimmie having a little private battle over there. Well, McKimmie will be in trouble, I reckon, now. Paul started making the point a few minutes ago. Paul Elliott was booked for a hefty tackle. Once McKimmie had 2 in a very short space of time, and it looks as though he's going to escape the wrath of referee George Smith. No question about that being a foul. Free kick taken quickly by Celtic. Rogan closed down quickly by Mason. Rogan's throw. Here's Andy Walker. That's a great turn inside, forcing that clumsy challenge from Brian Irvine. Celtic again trying to press forward into the attack. Paul Elliott is thinking about going forward. He's decided against it for the moment. Thumped clear by Robert Connor. White wins it from Nicholas, and Aberdeen now have possession. There's still no sign of activity on either bench. Of course, the possibility of extra time must be considered by both managers.
Yes, I think Billy McNeill will be thinking about Billy Stark. You know, hasn't played too many games, and how long he can last. And he's got the ideal substitute and Mike Galloway on the bench. I don't think it'll be long before that'll be made.
Perhaps even the first glimpse of fatigue there from Billy Stark on that miscued forward pass. So a throw to Aberdeen. Mike Galloway thirsting for the action, I've no doubt. And the decision there is a goal kick to Celtic, much to the disappointment of Hans Hillhouse. An average of a goal every other game for Aberdeen since he arrived from PSV Eindhoven midway through the season. That's an outstanding record.
Typical continental jock. You just have to touch him when he goes down.
Stark get a touch. That came off David Robertson. Now the referee decides the last touch is from a Celtic player, so Aberdeen have the throw, which Connor takes. That's fine play there by Andy Walker. A lot of courage there, making that challenge. Stark inside. Bet wins it for Aberdeen. Nicholas to Hillhouse. Here's Brian Grant. Well, had he gone outside wide, he had a lot of space to exploit. There's another chance now, but Rogan comes across swiftly. Getting a cheer all to himself from the Celtic fans, Anton Rogan. That's for Jakinowski, a fine pass. Back with Rogan, looking to deliver the cross. And Peter Grant couldn't get there in time. Knocking over the cameraman. Well, Anton Rogan was a key man in all these moves. So was Jakinowski. Rogan's cross delivered across the face of Snelders, and Peter Grant couldn't cash in.
Really, I think it's very important that Celtic use Jakinowski more in this half than they have. I think that's the first time he's been on the ball this half, and then straight away they have a goal-mouth incident off it.
Still lobbing it forward, there's Irvine. Peter Grant returns it, looking for Miller on the far side. Just listen to the noise here at Hampden. Celtic fans may have travelled to Hampden with a little bit of trepidation this afternoon, but they've had a performance full of guts and determination, and of course set up by some very enterprising tactical decisions by Billy McNeill and Tommy Craig before the match. So 25 minutes of the match remaining, unless it stays all square as it is right now at Millwall. There are one or two signs of tiredness creeping in.
Yes, I think the use of the long ball now is the main sign. I think somebody has now got to stamp their authority in the midfield, get it down and make some passes. Whichever team settles, gets the ball down, I think will come out winners.
The match could scarcely be more evenly poised. Here's a chance for Jakinowski, and met there by McLeish. Top-class defending by the Aberdeen skipper. Hasn't quite recovered yet. He'll be winded by that effort, but he's able to watch an Aberdeen attack. Hillhouse picks it up from Connor. Rather slack pass that, though, by Hillhouse, allowing Elliott to step in. Alec McLeish made a very important challenge there on Jakinowski, setting himself for a shot at goal. There's Nicholas looking for Mason. Turned away there for an Aberdeen throw. News from Wembley is that Manchester United have gone ahead. They lead by 2-1 thanks to a goal from Mark Hughes. 2-1 to Manchester United at Wembley. Still no scoring, but lots of action here at Hampden. Here's Derek White. Grant. Now Jakinowski. Found space this time on the left to attack Stuart McKimmie. Up for Stark. A superb chance for Celtic. Came to the man we would no doubt have expected to score, Billy Stark. Beautifully flighted in by Jakinowski. In came Stark, and that's about a foot wide.
Again, all problems Celtic are causing is when they can get Jakinowski on the ball. Again, Billy Stark steals in from behind and gets in front of Connor.
That came off Joe Miller. Robertson's throw. Here's Nicholas waiting. Dobchek didn't. Back with Derek White. Rogan again getting space on the left flank for Celtic. Well cut up by Irvin. He's met by McStay. McKimmie into the midfield where Peter Grant picks it up. Celtic picking up more and more of the loose balls. There's Billy Stark trying to make amends. That missed chance with a long range effort. But posing no problems of a serious nature for Theo Snelders.
You can feel the balance of these games tilting in Celtic's favour. I think their urgency to play is definitely seen them take a grip of this game.
That's good play by Miller. Here's Stark on the right. Walker waits in the middle. So does Jakinowski. So does Joe Miller. And Alec McLeish stands firm again for Aberdeen. There's Robertson. Millhouse did well, getting in there in front of Elliott. Challenge made by Connor and McStay. Here's Charlie Nicholas lofting out forward. There's no offside. Connor is out of his goal and almost bounced too high for him. And cleared up in the end by White. There's McKimmie. Good header by Brian Grant. This is Charlie Nicholas. Aberdeen now hitting back. And the field is well inside there from Nicholas, allowing Dobchek to pick out Billy Stark in a little space on the Celtic right. What a match this is. Joe Miller back with Stark. Aberdeen have regrouped in defence. Joe Miller trying to get the better of Robertson. He's been allowed to wander inside. Robert Connor waits. I think we'll look for a corner kick from this. And a free kick is given for the attentions of Connor on Miller. A smile on the face of Joe Miller. I think that's all he was looking for. Former Aberdeen player, of course, Joe Miller. So Paul Elliott goes forward. The Celtic fans behind Theo Snelders wait with anticipation as Joe Miller takes the free kick. In comes Rogan. Well, he was being very closely policed by Brian Irvin all the way. He did well, in fact, to reach the ball, Anton Rogan, but it was too difficult to get the header on target.
Great wing play from Joe Miller there. He sucked players into him and then eventually secured the free kick.
Elliott's header, a commanding one, straight to Jakinowski. Well, this one would be the Grant. There's Mason. Now McKimmie has the chance to spring forward for Aberdeen on the right. Well, not quite what he intended for the long ball. Jakinowski stepping away from McLeish, linking with McStay. Here's Andy Walker. Brian Irvin on his own for the moment. That's a fine tackle by Irvin. Stretching in, timing that to perfection to halt the progress of Walker. Again,
Jakinowski starts it all off.
McStay now waits for Rogan. He'll take the throw, which means that McStay may be involved in the build-up. There's Walker. That's a good turn. Trying to make room for the shot, and then he tried to flight one in at the top corner. Well, Walker has certainly worked hard up front, but so too have all the Celtic players. Yes,
definitely. They've worked 100% and more, and also the front three, I can't say enough about them, the way they've shut down the Aberdeen back four today.
Good pick out from Snelders, but it was hit too firmly for Joe Miller. So Connor has possession. This is Hillhouse. Elliott poised to make the tackle. Good running by Bet. Dubček had to be careful with the pass back. Very sure-footed indeed with that ball back to Bonner. Irvin leading in there to head clear. This is Rogan. Stopped by Mason. Andy Walker trying to take on Irvin. Showing excellent control here, Jakinovski. And McLeish gets help there from Connor. Eric White's clearance goes straight to Hillhouse. Aberdeen need movement on the left. There's none available yet, so Hillhouse has to go across field. Here's McKimmie. Ryan Grant is onside. Good running by Grant. Hillhouse waits behind him. Jim Betts in the box. Elliott almost misjudged that. In goes David Robertson. Here's McStay, ball bouncing away from him to McKimmie. Betts free in the left. McKimmie may go himself. Drawing the Celtic players to him to make space for Bet. Headed away by White, and space now for Jakinovski. This is dangerous from the Aberdeen point of view as Celtic come forward. They have Walker and Miller ahead. Peter Grant trying to get on terms. Here's Jakinovski setting up a shot. Jackie Jakinovski once again in the heart of a very promising Celtic move. Coming inside Brian Irvin, who did well to slow up his progress. And here's Snelders knew that was going over.
Yes, does very well here, cuts inside, makes a long-range attempt with his right foot. But again, as I said, he's caused all sorts of problems just because of the position he's playing today.
And also because he does have a great deal of ability on the ball. There's Irvin's header. Bet playing it wide. There's Stuart McKimmie. Paul Mason has a great first-time ball into space for Nicholas. Aberdeen now trying to get players into the box. One of them is Hillhouse. A superb move from Aberdeen, and Hans Hillhouse hits the side netting with a glorious header. Mason to Nicholas, Nicholas to Hillhouse. A great effort.
Yes, a great move here for Aberdeen. Charlie Nicholas, and it all is because of the cross. Different class cross here, comes in, bent back into the striker, who manages to get in front of his marker. He's very unlucky with his finish.
Well, some relief there for Pat Bonner, who will no doubt argue, I think, with some conviction that he was in a position to cover that had it been on target. Quarter hour remaining, still no scoring, extra time looming. McStay plays it into space here for Rogan. Joe Miller underneath this, he should have no chance of reaching it before Snelders.
As we've seen before, Jock, he has to kick it long again. It comes straight back to him.
Good header that by Irvin. It's picked up by McKimmie. Down goes Stuart McKimmie. Jakinovski offers the apology, which is accepted by McKimmie. Well, Stuart McKimmie nimble here going forward. Jakinovski a little bit laboured with that challenge, maybe feeling the effects of 75 minutes all-out effort. McKimmie with the free kick. McLeish is in the box, marked by Elliott. Now Nicholas. Determined to end his Aberdeen career with a real flight. That's a good pass from Mason. Inside it goes to Hillhouse, trying to turn away from Elliott, looking for a penalty kick, because the referee denies him, and there go Celtic on the break. Joe Miller was offside. Hans Hillhouse is still looking thoroughly frustrated about the fact that he didn't get a foul for this. He certainly appeared to play for it. A good ball inside by Nicholas, helped inside by Mason. It was then Hans Hillhouse trying to hold off Paul Elliott. Down he goes, the referee not interested in appeals to a penalty, and I think he was quite right.
Yes, Jock, I think it would have been a soft penalty. I'd been looking for one as well.
So a glut of goals at Wembley. Just hearing now that Crystal Palace have equalised. Ian Wright has come on as substitute to make it Crystal Palace 2, Manchester United 2. Here at Hampden, still all square. And the match really could not be more evenly set up for a grandstand finish. Celtic have enjoyed a good spell, but now Aberdeen are enjoying a good one themselves. There's Connor playing it in. Dubček with the clearance. Connor again. Here's Paul Mason. Cut up by White. McKimmie wins it from Walker. There's McLeish. Nicholas is onside. He reaches ahead of Bonner. Well, Celtic almost paid for a little bit of slackness there. They were looking for an offside flag, but Nicholas timed his run well, coming off his marker, and Pat Bonner had to come out of his area. There's Nicholas again. It's back with Bet. Too high for Hillhouse. Well, that's well done by Willie Stark. Composed and confident.
Aberdeen have come back in the game again, purely and simply I feel because of how long the games went, and now they're able to start passing the ball into midfield players and dictating the game from that.
Irvin's header. There's Paul Mason. A chance for Hillhouse to run, but the angle of the pass wasn't quite right. Allow Hillhouse the chance to reach it. Pat Bonner wins the race comfortably. Still, both sides resist the temptation to put on fresh legs, anticipating, no doubt, the ever likelier prospect of extra time. Turned away by Irvin. Certainly reached a stage in the match where it will be very difficult for either side to come back from losing a goal, Paul. Yeah,
so definitely. I think that's why the subs haven't come on. I think they don't want to change the pattern of the game until extra time, if necessary.
Stark wins it from Connor. There's David Robertson. Dubček has settled well in central defence. Walker clashing there with Irvin. In goes McLeish. Breaks for Brian Grant. Cross it goes to Hillhouse. Can he take on Elliott this time? Hasn't had much change out of the Celtic centre half so far. There's no free kick. Hillhouse looking hopefully towards referee Smith, who was very close to the play. His positioning certainly could not be faulted there. 10 minutes remaining. The official attendance here for the Tennent Scottish Cup final is 60,493. And they certainly have made plenty of noise. Here's Grant striding away from White. White getting back, recovering quickly. Here's Jim Bett. Well, that's good play, going past his man. A change of pace from Bett. Catching out Peter Grant, who acknowledges the foul. Well, Jim Bett really has a great change of pace here. Just goes up a gear to ease away from Peter Grant, who's forced into that reckless challenge. So too far out, I reckon, for a direct shot on goal. But certainly not too far out for a rehearsed move from the training ground. Jim Bett stealing forward. There's a lecture going on here for Jackie Jakanowski. He must have been complaining too much. The referee adjusts the position of the ball as Pat Bonner lines up the wall. The referee will now insist on the ball going further back. Well, it could be a direct shot goal. Jim Bett appears to have taken the ball a few yards forward to bring it within range. There's Connor and Bett. It was deflected. Could have been awkward for Bonner, but he got his body behind it. There was Jim Bett driving it through the wall, and Pat Bonner did well. Connor's header. Charlie Nicholas caught offside.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Today's attendance is
So free kick to Celtic.
493.
And there's an indication now from both sides that they may be so concerned about losing one before the end that they may indeed take a safety first policy towards the end of the 90 minutes and wait for extra time. An awkward one this for Snell. Does the ball bounces high from that position? He judged it well. Dubček. Here's Walker. Now Stark. The early ball finds Jakinovski. He's allowed to turn to face McLeish. It's back with McStay. He's away from Grant. Jakinovski again showing himself. Here's Stark. Sending it across to Walker, and a great challenge again by Alec McLeish. He's walking with his foot to the ball, but the presence of McLeish made it impossible to get this on target.
Jock, it shows how the early ball or the early cross in the box causes all sorts of problems to defenders. Stark plays it in here again. Walker gets in front of McLeish. He's very unlucky with his finish.
Elliott wins it from Hillhouse. Connor towards Nicholas. Good turn by Nicholas. Away from Peter Grant. Aberdeen have lots of players forward this time. One of them is Hillhouse. Losing out in that battle of strength with Paul McStay. Peter Grant breaks for Celtic. Walker ahead on the left. Jakinovski in the middle. Miller on the right. Walker sends it across, looking for Joe Miller. Well, the cross was slightly overhit, making it difficult for Joe Miller. Certainly beyond few Snelders, and there was Joe Miller.
In this pass here, I'd say if Peter Grant had maybe overlapped Walker, he would have got to a byline and allowed more people to maybe to get in the box, whereas the boy Walker had to play a flat cross across the box.
Here's Joe Miller, back with McStay. David Robertson to Hillhouse. And Paul Elliott won't be denied this afternoon. Well, he's reacted superbly to the very stern test set up by Hans Hillhouse in attack for Aberdeen. Morgan's header. Touched on there by Joe Miller from McKinney. Evan has to go for the ball again. There's Grant, hustled out of that by McStay. So forceful this afternoon for Celtic in midfield. Stark couldn't get the ball fully under control. There's Paul Mason, 5 minutes remaining, still no scoring. Remember, extra time will follow. You won't miss any of that should the scoreline remain the same until the end. There's Jakinovski. Looking for support on the left, finds Stark ahead. The offside flag is up against Joe Miller, not against Stark, obviously. The linesman indicating who the player was. It was Joe Miller. And he's not at all happy about that, as you can see from his reaction.
Yeah, it's definitely offside. Disappointing, actually, because Billy Stark had found a great position and was looking for somebody to play 1-2 with.
So very tense moments these, just 4 minutes left until the end of the 90 minutes. Jim Bett comes forward, here's Nicholas, trying to get the ball down. Ball is down very well by Derek White, who's taken a knock and conceding that corner kick. And Derek White is on the ground. The referee may allow some attention to the Celtic defender. I'm quite confident he's certainly not play acting. Billy McNeil now on his feet at the dugout. And the referee George Smith is insisting that Derek White leaves the field. Paul McStay going to have a word with him. White gets back on his feet. Brian Scott will not be given the chance to administer any treatment. Connor's corner kick. An easy one for Connor. While they're waiting for the Celtic players to push upfield. Jankowski got a touch. Header by Rogan. Jankowski trying to find McStay, but he has found Stark, who ruled out and turned to Bet. Good running by Mason. Hillhouse and Nicholas Waite in the middle. Mason trying to ensure the cross was accurate, and that's what gave White the chance to make a tackle. Here's Jankowski again. And Miller. Under pressure all the way, couldn't reach Walker with a pass. Here's David Robertson. He may try to go outside McStay. Well, good running play this by David Robertson. And once again, Paul McStay makes an excellent tackle for Celtic.
Been shown all day when fullbacks, Aberdeen fullbacks, have managed to get forward. They've got themselves into crossing positions, and they've got corners, throw-ins, and really Aberdeen, thinking about the next half hour, should concentrate on getting them on the ball.
McLeish returns it to Bet. There's Brian Irvin beaten to the ball by Rogan. Up goes Mason. McLeish beaten to that ball by McStay. There's McKimmie. There's no offside. It's back with Alec McLeish. In a creative role now for Aberdeen. Here's Jim Bet. Good effort by Bet. Testing Bonner at the near post. Set up by McLeish and finished by Bet. There was the pass to McLeish. Bet trying to surprise Bonner, who covered his near post well. Bet with a corner kick. We're going into the last minute of the match. Rogan going up there with Irvin. The Aberdeen fans thought that a bit of climbing by Rogan on the shoulders of Irvin. Jankowski trying to get in behind Brian Grant. He's managed to win possession. Here's Joe Miller. A great chance here now for Celtic at the end of the 90 minutes. Andy Walker, followed by Connor. Here's Stark. Too close to Snelders. Well, it looks as though we're going to be treated to a further 30 minutes of this Tennent's Scottish Cup final. Touched on there by Mason for Hillhouse. The referee checking his watch as we go into stoppage time at the end of the match. Here's Hans Hillhouse. Now Connor. Robertson available outside him. Jim Bet also hugging the left. It's given away by Robertson to McStay. A late chance here for Celtic with Joe Miller. He's away from McLeish. That's a foul all right by McLeish. The referee chooses to give a corner kick. No question that McLeish committed a foul here on Joe Miller, but Miller was strong enough to stay on his feet. The advantage rule was applied, and that's why the referee gave the corner kick and Brian Grant made the tackle.
Definitely good referee in there to allow him to go into the box and have a chance of a shot.
Certainly the foul by McLeish was outside the box. So perhaps the last chance in normal time for a goal. Celtic's corner kick. Paul Elliott is at the corner of the box, marked by McLeish, as Paul McStay takes the kick. There's Elliott. The offside flag is up. The Aberdeen defence very quickly out from the goal line, leaving Miller and Walker stranded. And there goes the final whistle. We're going into extra time, so don't go away. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes. Player who has gone off for Celtic is Billy Stark, who's worked very well indeed. He played very well early on in the match for Celtic in particular. Obviously showed signs of fatigue later on, and the fresh legs of Mike Galloway go on. He'll play in exactly the same position, I fancy. The sun comes out for the extra half hour. It's Aberdeen who will start the first period. They've made no changes at this stage, and Celtic still have Tommy Coyne in reserve. So 30 minutes of extra time to come to see if the deadlock can be broken. Celtic certainly have been very tough cup contenders in defence. They've only lost one goal in the cup so far this season. That was against Forfar when they went behind very early on. Came back to win 2-1. Aberdeen, on the other hand, have been scoring a lot of goals. They've scored 16 times in 4 ties. And here's Anton Rogan.
Interestingly enough, Jock, Aberdeen have changed tactically. They've brought Jim Bett wide right now, and also they've changed Hillhouse and Mason. Mason to be picked up by Elliott and Hillhouse to be picked up by White. I think they feel that Hillhouse might cause White problems in extra time.
So Anton Rogan having a first effort of extra time on goal, but not with any success. Snell does with a goal kick. Up goes Dubček. Irvin returns it. Elliott misjudged that. Here's Charlie Nicholas. He's held back by Elliott. Now Paul Elliott has already been booked, and that may well have been considered a professional foul by the referee. He's taking no further action though. And there was Nicholas getting in there, trying to get away from Elliott, who held him back. So free kick to Aberdeen. Paul Elliott, with that yellow card earlier in the match, has to be careful. Jim Bett and Robert Connor over the free kick. Ryan Irvin has gone forward, so is McLeish. That's for McLeish. Cut off by Miller. Long ball with David Robertson to collect. Oh, there's a very late tackle by Mike Galloway. That was a shocker on David Robertson. It's Galloway's first contribution to the match, and is going to result in a yellow card. Here was David Robertson controlling the ball, stepping inside, and that high late tackle by Mike Galloway really is one which I'm sure he will not be at all pleased with when he sees it again.
I think, Jock, some referees might be given a red card for that tackle. So high, it's...
Well, that was almost painful up here. Yellow card for Mike Galloway. Certainly, I have no complaints about that.
Interestingly enough, Celtic have now changed their midfield with Jim Bett going right. They've changed Grant and McStay. McStay's went into play centre midfield now.
David Robertson appears to have recovered. Certainly, you'll recall that tackle with no pleasure. There was Elliott's header. Lobbed forward by Connor. The header reaches Mason. Hillhouse to Grant, trying to open the play out, looking for Jim Bett. Played back by Bett to McKimmie. Nicholas with a return pass. It's sliced high in there by White. And Pat Bonner had to get his bearings very quickly there. It could have dipped over his head. Some sharp attacking here from Aberdeen. Stuart McKimmie setting up the ball inside. Nicholas with the return, which White attempted to intercept. Bonner took it safely. Robertson's clearance. Here's Derek White. Well taken down by Miller. Into the path it goes for Paul McStay. Still McStay. Back with Miller. Good chance for Celtic. In steps Ryan Grant. Miller wanted one touch too many. This was a fine chance for Celtic, set up by the strength of McStay once again. And Ryan Grant cut it off. Anton Rogan forcing his way forward on the left. Misunderstanding there with Jakinovski, who started to make a run into that channel but then checked out. That came off Anton Rogan. Betts throw, here's Hillhouse. Away from Rogan. Allows Nicholas to take over. This is Bet. Delicate ball towards Hillhouse. There it is to Nicholas. Away by Dobchak. Neat play by Aberdeen, just a shade over elaborate. Here's Peter Grant. Now Joe Miller. Well, they're playing it forward. Brian Ever intercepts. This is Paul Mason. Connor goes on his outside. Nicholas through the middle. Connor releasing a long ball for Hillhouse. Derek White intercepted. Nicholas winning it from Elliott. Free kick's been given. Elliott was high with the challenge initially, although the referee let that go because the ball certainly was also bouncing high. But a little bit of holding after that on Nicholas.
I'm very surprised Alec McLeish is not coming up for set pieces any longer.
Played in by Connor. Swept away by Elliott. McKimmie into that by Rogan.
A few tired legs now, Jock.
We're into a stage in the final where an error could certainly result from tiredness and settle the destination of the cup. Ryan Irvin did well. Good pass back into the side instead of William Miller this afternoon, and he certainly justified Alex Smith's fate. Here's Galloway. Too far ahead of Miller. McKimmie can play this back comfortably to Snelders. Some sign of activity on the Aberdeen bench now. Graham Watson's going to come on shortly for Aberdeen. Not yet clear who's coming off. But Watson, a very pacey player on the right flank by nature. There he is. He'll be the youngest player in the field when he comes on. Just 19 years old.
His pace maybe caused a few problems late on in this game, Joe. Very, very quick.
There's McKimmie. David Robertson given a very difficult pass by McKimmie. This is Mike Galloway. Jakinovski. Now Walker. Good play by Celtic. Morgan has held up Walker well. This is Miller. Tackled by McKimmie. That return pass from Irvin to McKimmie. A little bit of discord there in the Aberdeen defensive ranks. Here's Jakinovski. It's well held by Snelders. And had he parried that only, Andy Walker could have profited from this. Good piece of goalkeeping. A very firmly struck shot, this, sticking to Theo Snelders. There's Galloway. Joe Miller dropping off deep on the left. Joe Miller. Now Jakinovski trying to turn in the box. Tackled well by McLeish. That's a corner kick. A hopeful look by Jakinovski towards the referee for a penalty, but McLeish clearly played the ball. And news from Wembley is that Crystal Palace have gone ahead in extra time. Ian Wright has scored his second to make it 3-2, and substitutes will now be brought on for both sides. Tommy Coyne is coming on. So too is Graham Watson. And it's Andy Walker coming off.
Yes, I think a wise move, you know, fresh legs coming on to bolster the Celtic attack. I still think he'll just go and play in the same position as Andy Walker's played and allow Jackanoski to play off the front.
The substitution for Celtic.
Well, off goes Andy Walker, on goes Tommy Coyne. Aberdeen have changed their mind about making a substitution while they're defending against this corner kick. They don't want to have any lapse in concentration and defence for this set piece. Put in by Miller. Knocked away by Irvin. Nicholas guilty of a bit of pushing there on Dubček. Free kick taken quickly by McStay. Galloway drives it in. There's Paul Elliott, matched by McKimmie. Now Mason. Good pass to Betts. He's hustled there by Rogan. That's why the pass went astray. Here's Mike Galloway. Now Joe Miller. Going outside, McKimmie. Good cross. McLeish was there. Bit of climbing by Rogan on Betts. Free kick to Aberdeen. And it'll have to be taken from the correct place to satisfy referee George Smith.
For Aberdeen now, John, I feel that they've got to try and get Jim Bett on the ball as much as possible, for him to try and dictate the game from a wide position where he's now playing.
Touched on by Hillhouse, but straight to Derek White. McLeish with a header. Way to come off the hand of Hans Hillhouse, but the referee allows play to continue. Here's Nicholas. Playing that in for Mason. Elliott wins it, takes a blow in the face in the process. Now Derek White. First touch for Coyne. Miller goes inside. May go all the way himself. Good running by Miller. Well, everything except the finishing shot.
Celtic have definitely taken charge of this half of extra time. They've dictated the game for long spells. It's just unfortunate he's off target with that hit.
Aberdeen have changed their mind about making a change at this stage. We have Graham Watson stripped and ready to go on. Elliott's header. There's Coyne trying to get the better of David Robertson. Jackanoski stopped there by McLeish. There's Connor running into trouble. Peter Grant wins it for Celtic. Back with Jackanoski. Cross it goes to Paul McStay. Well, he scored one of the goals of the competition against Dunfermline at Celtic Park from just about that range. But the ball seemed to bobble slightly. It reached him this time, and he drove it well over.
It's 3 shots Celtic have had in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Aberdeen seem to be falling back deeper and deeper and allowing them to have shots from 18, 20 yards. It might prove costly.
There's Anton Rogan. Stuart McKimmie steps in as Coyne and Miller leave the ball to each other. Well, we certainly haven't seen much of Aberdeen's attacking force in the first period of extra time. Good tackle by Rogan on Hillhouse. This is Miller again, driving at the Aberdeen defence. Good run made by Coyne. Followed across by McLeish. There was a chance for the first time effort. Joe Miller's shot. Did it come off Jackanoski? The goal kick's been given. A good play this from Coyne, getting in the cross. Joe Miller taking it. It came off Jackanoski, and relief for Aberdeen. So the closing minute of the first period of extra time. Mason getting a touch. Rogan pushes the ball forward too far ahead of Coyne. The noise mainly coming from the Celtic supporters. Perhaps now they sense victory. Certainly have had the upper hand for this part of the extra time period. Let's pull it out with a header. Applause again for the big centre half. Standing up to Mike Galloway. Back with McStay as the half-time whistle goes in extra time. So the first period is over, there's still no scoring, and fatigue obviously a major factor now. There's going to be a change made by Aberdeen. Down on the track, the fourth official, Jim McCluskey, has appeared to draw the attention of the referee to Graham Watson, who will replace Paul Mason. And that may allow Jamie Hillhouse to go to the left. Paul Mason, the hero of the Skull Cup final with 2 goals against Rangers, goes off. And Graham Watson goes on, goes straight across to the right, indicates to Hans Hillhouse he's to switch to the left. And the running power of Watson in this 50-minute period could be crucial.
I think, Jock, that Hillhouse will now go through the middle. I think it's a wise move to allow him to run free to both sides. But he seems to have sat in the inside left areas to begin with.
Rogan playing it forward, there's no offside. Irvin beaten to the ball there by Jakinovski. Celtic getting players forward now. Jakinovski's very skillful in this position. Tackled well by Irvin, kept his eye on the ball. There's Graham Watson. That's helped on by Hillhouse for Bet. Still Jim Bet. Watson's making a run. That's who Bet was trying to reach. Rogan gets the clearance in, and the offside flag is up against Jakinovski. And Anton Rogan has failed to get back on his feet after that challenge from Graham Watson. It looks as though he may have a spot of cramp. Well, Anton Rogan clearly is in a lot of pain. Well, what thoughts now, Paul, in the minds of these players? You've been in extra time in a final before.
I think, obviously, as you said, fear. I don't think anybody wants to make any mistakes in the game. And thus the ball's going long all the time to the front. And really, all it really needs is for somebody just to stand on the ball and dictate passes in the midfield. And instead of having to run about and chase the ball, just keep the ball and just try and progress up the park with passes. I think tired legs doesn't help to play the ball long and go and support.
So Anton Rogan is back on his feet after that challenge from Graham Watson. Appeared to land awkwardly, actually, Anton Rogan. Twisted a knee or an ankle, perhaps, or maybe a knock from Watson, but it's still Aberdeen coming forward. So here's David Robertson, one of those long throw opportunities. This time McLeish says, leave this to me, tells Irvin to stay back, and he charges forward into the penalty area. There's McLeish, battling with Elliott. Now Paul McStay, good running by Rogan. The fresh legs of Graham Watson give chase. Back with McStay. Galloway's free on the right if McStay chooses to use him. No misunderstanding there. Possession back with Aberdeen. Here's Connor and Robertson. That's one for Bet to chase with Grant, the covering player. Hillhouse is available. Near post ball, looking for Nicholas. Carefully watched by Bonner.
Great ball there, right into the front post. There's no takers.
Irvin's header. Won by Jakinovski for McStay. McCoyne is offside. The Aberdeen defence had that well under control. Tommy Coyne offers no argument.
Again, sorry, Joe. Again, Alec having to play it long, nobody taking it to feet.
Too long for Connor and for Galloway. Across goes Hillhouse. Little shoulder charge on Galloway as the ball reaches the touchline. The throw goes to Celtic. Jakinowski beaten by Irvin. Here's McStay. Now White. Been allowed to come forward. It's one for Coyne to chase, an awkward one with Snelder sorting out all the arguments. A hard landing for Alec McLeish and for Tommy Coyne. A treacherous high ball this for the defence. Played in by White. McLeish trying to judge this properly. He saw Snelder's coming. Knew he would take a knock. McLeish doing well, so too did Irvin. There's Connor. Nicholas trying to get the better of Dubček. The covering player was White. McLeish's header. Stay will let this run. Jakinowski setting up Galloway, but Robertson's quick enough. Galloway trying to make progress on the right, but David Robertson is very difficult to pass on the outside. He's so quick with a very good left foot. Still looking for movement. Tommy Coyne provides it. Back with Galloway for the cross. Here's Jakinowski. Peter Grant putting his head to the ball. William Watson's header out. Brian Grant was tripped there by Miller. Well, Joe Miller's not happy with the referee on that occasion. Miller, who has a cup medal for Aberdeen in 1986, as well as a couple for Celtic in the last 2 seasons. Celtic going for their first hat-trick in their history. Aberdeen achieving that early in the 80s. Connor lofts it forward. It's won by White. There's McKimmie trying to release Graham Watson, who's very quick indeed. Gets that ball ahead of Rogan, forces the challenge. Graham Watson lost just about a year from his career with a bad leg break. He's come back, worked himself very hard indeed to get back in the first team reckoning. There's a hold-up now. An Aberdeen player on the ground, suffering, it would appear, from cramp, and that looks like Stuart McKimmie. There certainly has been tremendous effort expended this afternoon, Paul.
Oh, there's an experienced professional. You know, he's played about 6-7 years in the Premier League, going down with cramp. It just shows you how much exertion the time it's in this game it's been. You know, I think he's running down that right-hand side most of the game, and now he's struggling a wee bit. But I'm sure he'll be up and running about in a couple of minutes.
So McKimmie is back on his feet. And Aberdeen have a throw over at the corner flag. Graham Watson will take it. Nicholas offers himself short. Bet is beaten in the air by Galloway. There's Connor. A chance now for Nicholas. Good goalkeeping by Bonner. That was down to positioning. As Nicholas set himself for the shot, Bonner adjusted his position to close down the angle.
Great ball in here. Good header. A good header from Connor, but exceptional strike from Charlie Nicholas to keep it down, and a great save.
No luck for Nicholas. His first cup final. Pat Bonner doing a fine job in goal for Celtic once again. But Aberdeen have had a new lease of life in the second period of extra time. Celtic certainly dominated the opening 15 minutes, but Aberdeen are hitting back now. Watson back to McKimmie. Aberdeen, of course, no strangers to extra time in finals. When they had their hat-trick of wins in 82, 83, 84, they had to go to extra time on each occasion. Only in 1986 when they won 3-0 against Hearts did they have it comfortably within the 90 minutes. So they're used to very tense, tight cup finals. Hillhouse across to Connor. Kimmy's available on the right. Closed down now by Grant. Elliott coming in behind Nicholas. This is Watson. Can he hit the byline? Certainly trying. Almost got that beyond Pat Bonner. Such a promising young player, Graham Watson. Thinking only about going on the outside, getting to the dead ball line and getting the ball across, but Bonner stretched himself to make the catch.
Really, at this time, it's very important to get to bylines, to give people time to make runs in the box. The young lad did very well.
It's another hold-up, another player in trouble. It's Joe Miller who appears to need some repair work. At the Celtic bench. Joe Miller explains the problem to Ryan Scott. And again, that certainly does appear to be cramp. Both substitutes now committed by Celtic. Aberdeen still have one in reserve. That's Ian Jess. The Aberdeen fans now offering some vocal support for these closing stages. Billy McNeil on his feet. Retreats now to the dugout. Miller is back on his feet. He'll have to continue. There's no substitute available now for Celtic. Celtic fans responding to the Aberdeen vocal support themselves. They're making for tremendous atmosphere. David Robertson looking for a run up for the long throw. Looking for McLeish. He's up there with Elliott. Coyne with the clearance. Jakinowski trying to hold off Irvin. There's McStay. Tackled late by McLeish, although Celtic were making progress. The advantage might have been applied there. Alec McLeish, though, will be happy to get the chance to get back to his central defensive beat. Well, it's free kick. Robertson decides to play the ball. Gets away from Coyne. Too high for Nicholas. Well, now looks as though this match may require to be settled on penalty kicks. Time rapidly running out, and that's a prospect I'm sure the players will not relish, Paul.
No, I don't think so. I think the two teams have given us a fair today. I think it's going to be disappointing. It's going to have to go down to penalty kicks. I think the replay merits the performance of both sides.
Kimmy's header, there's Paul McStay. The offside flag is up against Joe Miller, who is slow coming back, as you might expect now that he's suffering from cramp. So free kick to Aberdeen. And for the first time, the cup may be won on penalties. British free kick. Elliott wins it from Hillhouse, despite the Dutchman backing into him. That's the view the referee takes. He's given the free kick to Celtic. There's Dobchek. Well, Galloway's free on the right. Dobchek didn't see him. Coyne battling for possession. Rogan inside for Miller. Here's Jakinowski. Now Galloway. That's cut off by Connor. Hillhouse trying to hold off Elliott. And he gets away from Paul McStay as well. Some tough treatment for Hans Hillhouse. He's not at all happy about the attentions he was receiving there. And in fact, I think you'll find it was Paul McStay who was the last Celtic player involved in that hefty physical collision. You have to hand it to Hans Hillhouse. So much courage. He's had a torrid time from Paul Elliott, but still prepared to use his skills to try to take him on, and then was taken out of the play by the Celtic captain, Paul McStay. 2 minutes remaining in extra time. Alec McLeish with the free kick. It's towards Hillhouse. Elliott comes to win it. And Robertson looks for the throw in vain. Came off his chest. Celtic's throw. Peter Grant judged that well. Here's McStay. And now Galloway. Coyne's made a run through the middle. Picked out well by Galloway. The covering player is McKimmie. Aberdeen trying to get players back now as Coyne takes on McKimmie. He's done well to hit the byline. And it's McLeish who saves the day for Aberdeen. Tommy Coyne doing extremely well on that run from the long pass from Mike Galloway. Getting away from McKimmie. Corner kick to Celtic. It could be the last chance for the match to be won in open play. We're in the last minute of extra time. Corner kick across to Elliott. Snelders very calmly winning that and spinning away from Jakinovski. Elliott gets up well for this. Jakinovski challenges, but Snelders saw him coming, took the catch and then spun away from the Celtic striker. So headed on there by Graham Watson. And that almost beat Pat Bonner. The pass back from Derek White. Hillhouse coming in. And the news from Wembley is that Mark Hughes has equalised for Manchester United in extra time. It's 3 apiece at Wembley. No scoring here at Hampden, and that is the end of the match. The cup will be settled on penalty kicks. 120 minutes of all-out effort and tremendous entertainment, but no goals at all, and there's going to be a penalty shootout to settle the destination of the Tennant Scottish Cup. Penalty shootout at the end of extra time on the first 90-minute effort to settle the destination of the Cup. And tense moments these. Aberdeen won the toss to have the penalties taken at their end, if you like, where all their supporters are gathered. And Celtic will take the first kick, which gives them an edge. It's Derek Dubček, who won a cup medal in Poland a year ago for Legia Warsaw against Katowice. He'll take the first penalty kick against Theo Snelders, and this is crucial. Dubček against Snelders. And a disastrous start for Celtic. Dubček scoops that wide of the target. Snelders standing up to this, then going to the right direction, but what a miss by Dubček.
I think obviously that's the hardest penalty to take out of them all, the first one.
And of course Celtic was one of the penalty takers. Andy Walker not able to become involved because he was substituted. He was normally by their first choice penalty man. Now Pat Bonner has to try to redress the balance here. It's Jim Bett, the Aberdeen penalty man, who'll take the first kick. So again, real tension now. Aberdeen have the edge if Jim Bett can score. Brilliantly taken by Bett. The perfect start to the shootout for Aberdeen. Bonner guessed right, but the accuracy and the power was there from Jim Bett.
Great penalty, right into the side net, and really took it very confidently.
So the Aberdeen fans now are beginning to rejoice, but that may be premature, a long way to go. And it's going to be Peter Grant who'll take the next for Celtic. Certainly can strike the ball with a lot of power with his right foot. Let's see if he goes for that or the placed variety. Snelders placed into the corner by Peter Grant. This is a great penalty kick. Squeezed into the post. Snelders almost made it. All even, but Celtic have had one miss, and Aberdeen always trailing one behind. Here's Robert Connor. the left. Aberdeen using their experienced men early. Robert Connor driving this right into the gap vacated by Bonner. So still the edge is with Aberdeen. And Paul McStay, the skipper, comes forward for Celtic. And he really just cannot afford to contemplate a miss. Two of the best goalkeepers in Britain here. One of them is Snelders. Beautifully taken by McStay. Celtic cling on. Snelder again commits himself. McStay waits and drives the ball in. Now the next penalty kick is going to be taken for Aberdeen by Hans Hillhouse. Now he's only taken one before in his Aberdeen career. That was at Celtic Park and he missed. So Pat Bonner will be recalling that, I've no doubt. It was a fine save by Pat Bonner on that occasion. So a tense moment for Hillhouse. No mistake that time. Superbly struck by Hillhouse. Again, the combination of power and accuracy. He also managed to send Bonner the wrong way.
So far, both goalies have tried to pick the side. I think I'd like to see one of the goalies trying to stay up and maybe guess what side.
So here comes Tommy Coyne. He scored one this season in the first league match against Hearts at Tynecastle way back in August. He scored one out of a hat-trick. A great start to the season for him. Now, vital for Celtic. Can Tommy Coyne keep them in the hunt? Oh, that's well taken by Coyne. Very confident, very composed. Stelder's doing all he can to put him off, but it had no effect on Tommy Coyne. Now the next one will be taken by Brian Grant. Remember, 3 apiece, but Celtic have missed one. Aberdeen have a 100% record so far. Brian Grant coming forward to try to maintain that. He's had a good scoring record this season. He scored 8 goals from midfield, none of them though from the penalty spot. So it's Grant against Bonner. It's all even now. Brian Grant throws a bit of turf away. The Celtic fans rejoice now. It's back to all even thanks to that miss from Brian Grant. Oh, what thoughts go through the head of a young man in that position? So the Celtic fans can barely watch. They're the youngster who can scarcely stand the tension. There are lots of people here who feel like that. Theo Snelders now had to try to make a save. Mike Galloway taking this one for Celtic. Deliberately, carefully into the corner. Celtic have an edge by 1 goal. It's 4-3 for Celtic. That's well taken by Galloway. So one miss apiece, and it's Charlie Nicholas taking the last for Aberdeen. What drama here for Charlie Nicholas.
And this is what you call pressure now, John.
A pressure kick, if ever there was one, for Charlie Nicholas, former hero of the Celtic supporters. Left for Arsenal, returned to Aberdeen, playing what is reckoned to be his last match for Aberdeen. Can he equalise the penalty kick shootout? Calmly and confidently, he ties up the penalty shootout. Well, Charlie Nicholas looking very placid about that. Scarcely a better player to take a pressure-packed penalty kick.
I think I would have been blasted in that one.
And now the managers have to come up with more players. We're into sudden death now. Billy McNeil trying to sort this out. Some discussion with the players. Derek Whiteley had to take one. Jockey Scott talking to Eric McLeish to sort out who'll take them for Aberdeen.
I think there'll be a few players trying to hide amongst them down there anyway.
Well, one player who is not hiding is Joe Miller of Celtic. who is coming forward to take the first of the sudden death penalties. Jockey Scott has had a chat with Alec McLeish, who's been left with the task of organising. I think Alec McLeish himself will take the next one. Joe Miller is going forward now. Joe Miller has been named the Tennant man of the match for his efforts in the match, and he now has the task of keeping Celtic going with this penalty kick. No problems there for Miller. The initiative is back with Celtic. It's a fine penalty that from Joe Miller. And now the Aberdeen skipper comes forward. The Player of the Year. Football Writers Player of the Year last week. Record caps for Scotland apart from Kenny Dalglish. Not known for taking penalty kicks. He has to keep Aberdeen in the cup with this effort. Well, that's beautifully taken by McLeish. Clearly mightily relieved about that. No doubt felt he had to take the responsibility in the sudden death stages, and that's brilliantly finished. So now it switches back to Celtic. Well, this could really go on all night. Derek White will take this one. One with the left foot for Theo Snelders to face. Looks as though White is going for a blast here. Well, he didn't. Perhaps deceived Theo Snelders, as well as many of the crowd. Looked as though he may be blasting this, but he steered it in very carefully at the corner. There's still no save made by either goalkeeper, but both penalties which have been missed have been sent past the post and then over the bar. So it's Stuart McKimmie who has all the pressure on him. Desperate moment for any player this, the prospect of missing the penalty which could send a cup to the opposing side. Stuart McKimmie. Deadly finishing. This is really quite remarkable. The quality of penalty taking has been outstanding this afternoon in the most tension-packed circumstances, right under the crossbar. So 6 apiece, 1 each missed, and Paul Elliott is now coming forward. Very much a hero of the Celtic supporters, and undoubtedly would have won a lot of votes for man of the match himself among the Celtic fans. Here comes Elliott against Snelders. Well, it's certainly the favoured corner this afternoon. Goalkeeper's left. Beautifully taken again. Paul Elliott. This time for Aberdeen, it will be David Robertson. Another man will take it with his left foot. The youngest player in the Aberdeen starting lineup, just 21 years old. His first Scottish Cup final. Well, a two-step run-up. A big sigh of relief from the young fullback. Well, we're seeing a variation in styles too for these penalties, but that was as effective as any of the previous ones. For Celtic, it'll be the man who also won a medal for winning the cup in his native Poland a year ago, Jackie Jankowski. It was his countryman, Marek Dubček, who missed the only one so far for Celtic. Here is Jankowski. Just inside the post, he's on his knees. He knows that was very close indeed. Holds his head now. Snelders this time, guessing right again. It just made it. So again, Celtic have the edge. And the next will be taken by the youngest player on the field, 19-year-old Graham Watson. Joined the club from D-Side Boys Club. It's his first big final. His career was threatened by a very serious injury a year ago, and the Celtic fans trying to build up the tension for the youngster. Tremendous noise from the Celtic end. Oh, you have to hand it to the young man. A little smile appears on his face. And the Aberdeen players go to greet him. A little wonder after that excellent penalty kick. A handshake from his skipper, Alec McLeish. A pat in the head from Hans Hillhouse. And now the task for Celtic is entrusted to Anton Rogan.